I'm going to do a quick demonstration of how to build slides to help with continuous blending, like I use in my videos. Okay. Starting with a clean slide deck, I like to go through and use the master slide. That makes it easier to change when you go to the next deck. So if I come up here, I got rid of the themes here, and I'm going to go to Slide, Edit Theme, and here. This one says used by all slides, this master. I'm going to put a background color in here. What color should we pick? We can pick that one. And that will be on all the slides. And I'm going to add that in on this one because this is the one I'll use. Here we go. There we go. There. And then I'm going to use this slide, just it has one line of text here, and make this larger. That. And change the font to whatever we want. Maybe we'll do Comic Sans and make it about, sometimes we can do 200. Yeah, so you can see over here, that's how big the word would look. If I were doing longer words, I would pick a smaller font, but that's essentially what it would look like. So that's on our master slide. Okay, done. Now, I'll come in and add a title later, but I'm going to add a new slide here. I'm going to add this one. Now, once I've chosen that, every time I want to add a slide, I would get the same one. It will remember what I chose, but I'm not going to keep adding because I will duplicate. So what I'll do here is I'm going to type in a word, and we're going to start with a CVC blending deck. So I'm going to type in a word hat, nice continuous sound at the beginning, just like that. It's already centered here. And I'm going to insert a shape. So coming up here to shape, and I like the, I like the rectangle that looks a little bit rounded. And I'm going to make a rectangle here. About that big, taking it off the edge. And then I can choose whatever color I want to fill it with. Since I'm going with purples, maybe I'll pick that one. And I can right click on it and do other things like format option. I can give it the drop shadow. That. So that is hiding my last consonant, and that's what I would want here for a CVC. From this, I'm going to right click again and do animate. And I want it to fade in on click. Sorry, I want it, that's the standard option. I want it to actually fade out on click there. And this is what it looks like. Let's hit our play. So if this were our slideshow on a click, it would fade out. That looks pretty good. You might want it to fade out a little faster. You can change this slider here if you like. Hit stop. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to duplicate this a whole bunch of times. It's easier to duplicate it and change the word than it is to add the animation for each slide. So now I'm going to just come in here, double click so that the whole word is highlighted, and I'll put in another word, fin. Now you can see that once I've done this, that this no longer lines up. So I have to come here and just slide it over. Sorry, that was my bottom one. Bring that up here. And come into this one, and let's do another word. Let's do sat. And here it doesn't line up quite right. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. There. And I'll do van. And for each one, I just type in the word and slide this over to get it to the right spot. Because we did the animation on the first one and duplicated it, it remembers. Okay, so let's just take a look. We'll come up here, do our slideshow, and it'll look like this. There. So have our kids say the sounds: fin, sat, van. Oh, there we go, van, etc. And we'd go on. Now, we would do that for all the CVC that you would want. Now, let's say I want to do a CVCC. I'm going to move this up out of the way so I can see it. Come over here and I will do fast, like that. Now, I'm going to want two masks here to cover. One's going to cover the T. I'm going to duplicate this, and this one will cover the S. I want to line it up with the first one so it doesn't look like two. Just have to get it lined up there. So it doesn't look like two. Ooh, move it over a little bit, get it so it covers all of it there. And we have to now animate this one. So go to animate, and we'll do the same thing. I want it to fade out on click. Now this is the top one. This is the one I want to exit first. So I'm going to move this one up above the other one. Let's just test it. Okay. Oh, I got it the wrong way. Okay. I thought I had it, but we had it the wrong way. So I'm going to just put it back that way. Now let's try it. Fast. There we go. Stop. Having done that once, let me get rid of this one. Having done this once, I'm going to duplicate this. Sorry. Let me first explain. I'm going to move these up out of the way because you can't see where to move the final one unless it's out of the way. And now I'm going to change this, and I'm going to make another CVCC. Let me put in film, say. I'm trying to choose one where you can see that it doesn't line up the same there. And so I'm going to come in here. I've got my word in here. I'm going to grab the bottom one and cover one letter, and grab the top one and cover the next letter. That. And I may have moved both of them a little further down than I needed to. And let's check that. There we go. I could raise it up, but that worked. Okay. So what I'm going to do is duplicate it, move these up out of the way so I can grab them, duplicate this a few times, and then put in new words here. Now I can do past and line up this bottom one over the T and the top one over the S, lining it up. There we go. And I usually have to fiddle with this a little. It's like I think I've done it, and when I run through and check it, it's like, oh, I might have to adjust that one a little and go in and do that for each word. I will do this also, like if I'm doing a CCVC, I'll do the same thing. I'll show, put more to reveal the word. When I do let me just show you duplicate this. Let me just show you for a silent E, if my word was hope here. I want to first show the vowel. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry. It's because I've got this. I'm going to first show the vowel. And this takes some fiddling here. You can do it like that and show the vowel so kids will be thinking, oh, I'm saying the O. But what I've done instead is use the fill the same color as the background. So the fill would be this. And sorry, I probably have the border. This, fill, this, and border, or the border transparent, and get rid of the drop shadow. You can see the effect of the drop shadow here, but let me get rid of the drop shadow. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And now it completely disappears. So we're seeing the O. Let me just bring this down a little more. The O, and what I've done on my deck is I would put a dash on this. So Comic Sans 200, maybe, whatever it was, and put a dash. Might not be able to do it. So it looks like I've got the O, and then the animation. Hopefully the animation still works. Let's try. Sorry. Right click, animate, and it should be there. Let's see if it works. No, we didn't. I didn't get that right. Sorry, this is on fade in. Get rid of that. There we go. Now let's try it. So it looks like O, and then we go hope. There. So the animation is there. I don't know how I got that extra one animated, but that's how I would do a silent E card. And I would duplicate this, move these masks out of the way. This one out of the way, and this one out of the way. Duplicate it for as many words as I have, and put in the word, put them back in, fiddle with getting these lined up correctly here to cover what I want covered with as a mask. Anyway, sorry, that was a little convoluted. I hope you could see how to do it. It takes some fiddling around, and it takes a little while, and you just type in each word one at a time. But put the masks there first, animate it first, so that the animation is done and duplicated, and it makes it a little faster. If you don't want to fuss with it, I have several decks of these done already in my TPT store, but it is certainly very doable, and you can use whatever words you like on these. All right, I hope that's helpful.